Welcome to Canberra, 19th to the 10th, 2025 wrap up. It's also Amos Sewn, 1:30, 20th of the 10th, 2025. Got a few videos to show that I went down to Canberra yesterday. The original plan was just go down to the 28, expose the 28 crew, because, well, that's what you do. And they canned it, so I went down anyway, did a recording, and on the same day there was also a March for Australia protest, and that was pretty interesting. And I took some videos there. There's about more than an hour and a half's worth of videos. I'm going to show them to you. But first off, I'll show you the Exposure 28 crew thing, because that's what I went down there for anyway. So this is me out front of Canberra, out front of Government House.
Hey folks, Amos, live from Canberra's Government House. Exposure 28 crew finished up last week because, well, they've been doing it forever. And I was thinking of coming down anyway, and so I thought I'll give it a go and I'll read the video, and you never know, the Governor General might be watching. Unlikely, but normally they do a short moment's pause for the fallen. I'm going to forgo that today, but everyone just remember our freedoms and things like that. Generally got to do with our armed forces. They've done a lot of good. And yeah, well, on with the story. Your Excellency, the Honourable Samantha Moyston, funny name that. As the Governor General of this nation, this letter is a direct appeal from an ever-growing cohort of Australian people, both here and at home. We call on you to action the public reveal of the unredacted findings in the police report on the Wood Royal Commission, 1995-1997. The Wood Royal Commission, as catalogued with the Police Integrity Commission, just play on words, resulted in a 90-year suppression order containing 28 names of alleged pedophiles of prominent stature, including judges, government officials, an ex-Prime Minister, and others frightening enough. There's media personalities, all sorts of people in there apparently. That our Australian government has made no attempt to undo that 90-year suppression order for the supposed safety and well-being of the population is unacceptable. We visited again in 1915 in the Senate Legal Constitutional Affairs Committee meeting, with then Senator Bill Heffernan delivered the same request for the findings to be released to the public. As the Senator stated, it's not so much the secrets that's the problem, and actually I beg to differ there. It's when a group of people such as the 28 on the police report keep each other's secrets. Further into this bill, he quoted the judge today, we decided not to revisit this issue because the public would lose confidence in the judiciary. I think it's a bit late for that. Governor General, how can you justify the 90-year suppression order of the police report from the Wood Royal Commission, given the Australian taxpayers paid roughly $64 million for it? And you imagine what that would be like in today's costs. We have a right to full disclosure of the investigation, given that we paid for it. 27 painful years later, we have stood each week since August 30, 2021 at Government House in Queensland, and daily since the 7th of February 2022 here at Yalumba. We are either real victims, family members of victims, or friends of victims of the appalling industry of child trafficking and pedophilia. We, the people, also require the individual honoured with the position of Governor General to hold up the requirements of office of the Governor General and inquiry. The Governor General has not stepped in with obvious police overreach in inhibiting the peaceful protesting as it is a protected right of all Australians. It's up to the men and women of Australia, of the Australians, to determine their level of confidence in the police, judiciary system and media, yourself and Parliament in this matter. Yours sincerely, concerned men and women of Australia. So folks, that's the little thing that's been broadcast basically every day for the last few years It's only been every last week for the last couple of months or so. And unfortunately, they had to call it. And I'm putting up to you people here in Australia to come here every Sunday and do what I've just done. Read it out. Like, no one's hearing us back there, sort of thing. But if this keeps going, if people keep coming down here every Sunday or any day, we might get some change. Because there's some changes starting to happen already. With some high-profile judges the other week, there was charged with pedophilia. Yeah, so it is happening, folks. It's just up to you to carry on with the work of the beautiful people that have done the Exposure 28. So thank you, folks. Might see you later on today. We'll be going to Canberra. There's some sort of protest happening there. While we're here, may as well check it out. And thank you to my cameraman, Seth, and my grandson. Cheers, folks. Here's Seth. Okay, how do I end this?
Well, that was early in the morning, 10 o'clock or so, and then went into Canberra and went and saw some people about the March for Australia van. They seem to be a nice bunch. It's all about sorting out immigration. There's nothing wrong with immigration. It's basically, but it's got to be regulated. Get people, tradespeople in. But at the moment, apparently in Australia, there's a lot of unfettered immigration. Hey, DK, good to see you, mate. And a lot of people like that. And there's a bunch of people in this video I'm about to show you. They they use a lot of rhetoric for what they're trying to do. But I'll better let them do the talking, shall I say. So I'll just chuck that on.
Australia Day.
Here we go.
What did you speak about?
All right, sort of sideways, but haven't worked out the to get it the other way quite good enough yet. So this will have to do for now.
Yeah. Lovely day.
We see it in the big campaigns about migrants, in the scapegoating of refugees, and in the everyday discrimination that people of color endure. And we see it in the way our leaders look to the United States and mimic its worst impulses, trumpet politics to culture war, fear mongering, shame. So it's not enough for us to just not be racist. We must be actively anti-racist and anti-fascist. Neutrality is not an option when fascism is organizing on our streets. We cannot let the poison of hate be normalized.
Well, that'll be part one.
What happens when lies and prejudice go unchallenged? And we cannot
I think more is coming in soon.
Australia go down the same path as the US. We all have a role to play in combating the toxic.
Anyway, that'll do for now. Be back again shortly.
Well, that was video one. There was the I'm not sure what they were called. Someone held up a sign said Antifa. Yeah, but yeah, there were Indigenous people amongst them. A lot of different types of people, which is cool. It's Australia. A lot of them were, well, not a lot, but a few were wearing masks. Oh, that's about. Well, after that, the people finally crossed the bridge, and I videoed part of it. Once I find the right video. Yeah, this one, I think. For the one? No, this one. This is when they came across the bridge. There's the anti-racist guys on this side of the fence, and the March for Australia dudes coming over the bridge. So, bit of a line up for police, was expected. If anyone's there, let me know in the chat room. Where it actually gets better. We've got about 15 minutes to go to this video, so I might step away and do some shit. Yes, DK, they did shut down the roads and some shit. That's a bit rude, isn't it? Well, actually, they left one lane for traffic, which is pretty good. All right, I'll get closer soon. Here I go. I lost it. No, I'll just stand between you. I'm well protected here. I consider myself a journalist, not picking sides. Yeah, well, I guess I picked a side that day, but, you know, you'll stand up for what you think's right. Well, we started throwing things. Hey, there you go, 019. Can't tell them over, but there it's all open. How's the sound, folks?
Marge Scott. Someone called, we'll say Silver. G'day. First look out, g'day mate. Marge, g'day again. And they get coming. Doesn't look very aboriginal to me. But, who am I to say? So it's Australians versus the Australians. The Aboriginal Australians versus the who want to stop mass immigration? It's all a bit confusing to me. Yeah, both idiots. Well, no, got a yeah. One flog, eh? Sure you got that right? There's a big one. There's a big flog. Hey mate, how are you? Yeah, I can tell you, you got the biggest flag. Good on you. Here's a bloke with a message. Let's see how we can get the message. How's it going, mate? I just had a picture of what your shoulder and I keep it walking.
Not from the ABC.
No. I mean,
Guardian.
independent journalist, and yeah.
That guy didn't want to show his sign for some reason. Yeah, well. Yeah, but easy at the top.
I try not to choose sides, but yeah. A lot of photos of them and oh yeah. Yeah. I saw a bit of that. Yeah. Yeah, it's horrible, wasn't it? One flog. Go get over that. Oh, that's yeah. Somewhere along here is my grandson. Young Seth, he'll be here shortly. No, that's not him. He might have got past us.
Yeah, something happens shortly, folks. So you remember? Yeah, I hit the mute button to mute myself, but it looks like it muted the whole fucking thing, did it? Yeah, she's back.
No, I'm halfway. Yeah. Thank you for your good serve. Hello. Well, I don't think there's any Nazis here. Well, we're going to arrest happening.
I should have got closer to the action, but I didn't. I'm a bit of a wuss.
exciting little fucking thing. Look. Couple of Harleys. Goes to America and Australia. I might leave it at that for now. I'll do another stream when we get to Canberra to Parliament House. Yeah. And all that now, folks. We'll leave it for now. Be good to each other. And we'll be going in very shortly. Ta-da.
Well, that was the guys walking into Canberra sort of thing. Then later on, they all got on the up into on the lawn. Speeches were exchanged, and then the police had it sectioned off, so there was two separate sections where the one mob was here and the other mob was there. There was like a no man's land in between. It was reasonably sensible. Anyway, the guys all came. They started doing speeches, which I filmed. You'll see them. And then the guys on the other side, they were ranting and a personal account. Nice to see you, mate. Ranting and raving about what they had to say, which is, who knows whether they're valid or not. They're got their opinions. They should be allowed to expose them, I think. But I got the impression some of them were paid individuals. I don't know. There was a lot of them had masks on. Well, I can't say I trust a person with a mask. Yeah. But anyway, the next video goes for about an hour. And then I'm going, while I'm doing that, I'm going to go cook dinner. It's dinner time.
Let me know when the
Let's get that window open.
It's working. Like and share if you like it.
And we need to rein politicians in and
I went out to do
make
this
them
morning,
work for us, not
and,
work for the corporate and the Dkspiracy and the UN and the WEF. So I want to start off by saying, let me start by saying that we are a nation built by migrants, people who came here seeking freedom, safety and a better life. And for generations, migration has enriched our country, culturally, economically and socially. But it's time we have an honest, mature conversation about mass migration, about the pace and scale of it, and what it means for our future. Because right now, Australians are feeling the pressure. When you can't afford a home, when your rent goes up again, when your hospital waiting list grows longer, when your kids can't find a full-time job, you start to wonder whether our population growth is outpacing our ability to cope. And the truth is, it is. In the past 2 years, Australia's population has grown by more than 1 million people, largely through migration. Yet our housing supply hasn't kept up. We're not building enough homes, roads, hospitals or schools. The strain shows up in every corner of our lives, from skyrocketing rents and rental shortages to unaffordable home prices. This is not about blaming people who come here. Most are hard-working, decent men and women who simply want what we all want. They want safety, opportunity and a future for their families. The fault lies with our government, who have opened the floodgates without a plan.
Just thought you'd maybe consider. At the moment, you can see. Can you hear the other chanting in the background? Yes, well, you'll hear more of them later. Whoops, wrong button. Let's hide that. I think I've stuffed up, folks. Where did I go?
The country was deliberately destroyed. They blame
Oh, I was about there.
country, I believe, should be welcomed with respect. But our government must ensure that when people migrate here, the foundation beneath them, housing, jobs, services, is solid. If we don't fix the imbalance, resentment will grow, division will deepen, and everyone, migrant and Australian born alike, will suffer. We need a migration system that works for our nation. Right now, we are seeing rents exploding, house prices out of reach, hospitals full, roads jammed, and wages are going backwards. Investigative journalist Alison Bevish recently said in an article that globalists won the election and they're coming for your house. And she's right. She says what's happening in Australia is not accidental. It's a plan to drive up migration, overwhelm housing, and lock ordinary Australians out of owning a home. Bevish exposes how this works. They flood the country with record migration, far more than our housing or infrastructure can handle. Then they blame the market when prices skyrocket. The victims of this insane plan are families who can't afford to buy a home and young people who can't afford rental properties or afford rent. And while we struggle, global corporations
Like and share, folks. I don't have to like it, just share it.
legislation that allows for the building of massive build-to-rent towers.
Yeah, ditto.
Not for Australians to own, but for people to rent forever. That's the new model. You own nothing, and they own everything.
You own nothing and you'll be happy. We've heard that before.
Our leaders are following a script written by global institutions and billionaire backers who talk about stakeholder capitalism, smart cities, and sustainable development. But behind the buzzwords is a quiet war on private property and national sovereignty. Bevish warns that Australia's population is set to grow by 13.5 migration. But who benefits from the migration? Well, it's not Australians, not our workers, not our families, not our children, and not our grandchildren. So who does actually benefit? According to Beveridge, it's the global investors, developers, and the politicians who serve them. In her article, Beveridge makes it clear that the government's mass migration policy is not about diversity. It's about destabilisation. It's about turning the great Australian dream into a corporate investment scheme. She warns that if we don't stand up now, we'll wake up one day and realise that our country was deliberately destroyed. I'm speaking here today not because I'm against immigration. I am against mass unmanaged migration. I'm against policies that put pressure on housing, infrastructure, and public services while ignoring the needs of Australians. So, today I say to our government, this is what we want. We want migration that meets the real skill shortages, not corporate wish lists. We want affordable housing for Australian families before foreign investment and population surges. We want infrastructure that keeps up with our growth. We want leadership that stands up for the Australian worker and not just the stock market. This rally for me is not about division. It's about balance. It's about building a sustainable, fair and secure future for those who are here now and for those who come after us. I've got a message for our politicians. Australia is not for sale. Our homes are not commodities, and the Australian dream of owning our own homes, a piece of land, building our future, raising our families, is worth fighting for. So let's stand together, Australians of every background, and demand a system that works for the Australian people. And let's bring back the lucky country.
Thank you, Tony. There's a very important point to add on to what Tony just said. It's not that Australia is not for sale, but Australia shall not be given away for free either. We worked hard to build this country. We worked hard to build our families. We worked hard to build our neighbourhoods. And our culture is a product of that work. And that's what we're here to protect. It's nationalism in every other country to be proud of your country's history. But for some reason in Australia, to be nationalist or pride to be attacked. That is wrong. So the message to parliamentarians is to pay attention and stop pandering to global agendas and stop pandering to overseas conferences. Anyone want to know where Albo is today? Where's Airbus Albo?
As he always,
He's in Chicago, apparently.
as he always overseas.
Trying and groveling to meet President Trump. Let's hope Albo doesn't take Kevin Rudd's 747 with him. Who remembers Kevin 747? Well, Kevin 07. Next person to talk to us today is Sherman. Jump on up, mate.
Well, hello, Australians. I know that many of you are hurting. Not just you, but your families, your children growing up in this country. And what we see is a shameless government that has sold out to international moneylenders and is taking away your future. I have talked to many young men that have just left high school, and one of them broke down in tears and said,
I'm not even doing an apprenticeship because my apprenticeship wage is not enough to meet my rent. So we have a housing shortage where we're sending our only country and holders. They're living in their vans, their cars, their ground surfing. We see it more and more every day. I want to stand up for our own people. We have a certain very small sector of our own country now. But the right places over there, we come against our own people. It's made up of a foreign entity. And all the states do people. This is nationalism in Florida. We are numbering it here today. And we're going to stop and do that oppose us now, will join us tomorrow. When you can't get it out, because they're doing more against the other country. When you've got so much university debt and living in a car with a degree that is worthless. Then you will go out for us. So oppose us today. Call us 39 people. For tomorrow, you will go our way. So all my fellow Australians standing here today, you are the future. I want you to film this today. I want you to take photos. I want you to put it all over social media to show the people that the Aussie fighting spirit is not dead. We will not be crushed under a Australian spirit. We will stand and we will fight. Even if we have to bleed on the ground in the process. Because we are ready to bleed and die. We are ready to leave. Our enemies are not. They only fight us because they are numbered. Because they are cowards. That is why they tell us to fight us. This is why they say money is the war on it. And call us all names under the sun. But that's fine. That's good. They're waiting a Palestinian flag that probably never even set foot on the land. Half of them are covering their faces because they're cowards to stand up for what they believe in. My face is uncovered. Here I am. And they are cowards. And they will be treated as such. Because if we cannot solve this by a democratic process, this country will erupt. I don't want that to happen. I want this to be settled in a peaceful way. But the way it's looking, there's going to be a lot of traders facing the day of the bottom. I don't want to see that happen. So when you put a country so far where people are going homeless, where they can't get a house, where they're taxed so heavily on their wage.
Keep Charles, anybody?
Work 2 jobs, work 3 jobs.
Share and like, folks. G'day, Nobby.
There's no break for us.
Yeah. Share this anyway, folks.
Stop being individualists and being tribalists. This is our tribe. We are one beating heart. Yeah! One nation, one freedom. It is not a flag on a stick. It is within our very soul. It is our beating heart. That is what makes us Australians.
Yeah, I wasn't big on the oi-oi-ois.
Thank you, sir. Well, I've been grabbing a few notes as I've been scanning the social media. To do with France. France's president said, quote, "But we should not be naive.
There's
On the
Sasso.
inside, we are turning on ourselves. We doubt our own democracy. We see everywhere that something is happening to our democratic fabric. Democratic debate is turning into a debate around here. Now, that's from a hypocrite himself, Mr. Macron.
Check your phone and see.
There was possibly a hateful debate across France. So he is obviously starting to realise what's actually going on. Some of the other problems we have is the Australian Liberal Party are not popular. The Liberal coalition is falling apart. Has anybody seen yesterday's news Andy Joyce is going to take over Pauline Hanson 1-0 apparently. That's a bold move. Now the media will have you have a version of what that is. The insiders have told me that part of the party, all these men are 21 nations. Hard to get it understood because the Democratic Party that brings the life of it and he has to follow. And that's what happens on the next place. We'll make our voice heard. I have no idea what they're trying to do, but I can't make any sense of it. So it doesn't matter. So I'm pretty sure everybody can hear what we're talking about. So let's not hear ourselves all. Let's try to believe it as we might be. One of the same way from a permanent Labor government. And that's what we're imagine what it's like in Victoria, where they basically have a permanent Labor government. There's a man's executive. How's that going on that? So, we have to get...
Apparently Nazis here, okay, folks. I don't know about that. I'm saying Nazis.
That it's legally allowed to be discriminated against, particularly white men. Now, that's a string of words I never thought I would say, and here I am saying it. I want you to think about that for a moment. There's only one way that has come about. And this is a hard conversation. Because those of you are in our parliament, they are in our bureaucracy. They go to the university. They don't understand the pressure of the cost of housing because they get free housing at university. They get free education at university because they don't have to pay up front. They put it on the tab. And the Labor government charges an interest, buys them a discount every now and again right around election time. When I was a kid, education was basically free. It's been commercialised, and this is now a self-fulfilling problem. The snake is eating its tail. The road to slavery is paved by convenience. Now, does that make sense? The road to slavery is paved by convenience. This is one of the other reasons we're here today. We push back against the digital ID, the ban on under 16 access to social media. I'm a father of 5 kids. My eldest is 16. He does not want his younger brothers and sisters trying to give him social media access. He doesn't want Lego movies in his YouTube feed. So I think with more pressure and more noise, the digital ID will be delayed as it is in England, and the under 16 ban will be probably diluted or it won't be brought in. Already at the moment, it's now optional. The ban is only for people who want to log in. So when the government says it's to protect our young, we're not protecting them if they've not signed in. They can still see everything. So one of our plans has to be delete the e-commissioner and replace her with nothing. I love that statement. It's not mine. We delete the e-Karen and we replace her with nothing. We are all adults, and if we want to be in a country that prides itself being a country with free speech, let's protect our free speech. Our next speaker is Fraser Buchanan. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everyone, for attending. If I stood for the Hard Party in the last several elections, I would have stood for Gerard Rennick. I think both of them are fantastic. I think we need to support independence. I think both Liberal or Labor are not going to do us any favours, and they're on those global gravy trains. So both signed up to the WEF and the WHO and the UN Agenda 2030. Now, if you know about Agenda 2030, it's about corralling everyone into rental properties, into smart cities, and taking away private property ownership. And they're incrementally working on it. They're making the cost of housing unaffordable for our youngsters, and they're flooding the country. They're not just flooding Australia, but they're flooding all of Europe. Every country in the world is suffering the same thing. We're being flooded with immigration, and it's a big agenda to dilute every country's culture. And in doing so, they're creating the problem, and then they will bring in a solution. And the solution will be to bring in the one world, new world order government, one world government run by the United Nations. They're using climate change as a method of sharing the crap out of people and inflicting costs upon people, which is just out of control. Cost of living, cost of electricity, cost of rentals, cost of housing. It's out of control. Bringing people into this country, creating divisions. I would claim we support immigration at a diluted level, at a manageable level. We're a multicultural country. We can't expect black people to leave the country or anything like that. We push the country off the plate ourselves. So we have a multicultural society. People who come here must enhance being Australians and must enhance living with our culture. They can come with their historical beliefs, but they must not try to destroy our culture. If they come here, you do in Rome what the Romans do. So that's what happens here. So it's wonderful to see. I must have sent those people away. They couldn't just gone. Anyway, they wore their throats out, which is fantastic. Well done to everyone. We're not reacting to them overly, a little bit, perhaps.
They're gone.
But not the way.
Check this out.
We stood tall. We've done the right thing. We're honourable. We're Australians. We're here for the right reasons. We're here for our children, right? We're here for our kids. We want our kids to have a good job. We don't want AI and all the bullshit. We want really want AI to go to hell, and we don't want digital surveillance control. So next week, here is a rally against digital ID and under 16 control. All the other factors that the government are imposing upon us. There's a list as long as your arm of the draconian things that the government have been doing. And what they rely upon is division, creating division, allowing that sort of thing to happen, and creating a divide. But what we need to do is unite. Those people over there, they believe what they're doing is right, and they believe that they care, and they believe that they're trying to set up a better world for themselves. They don't understand what we're talking about. They don't understand what's going on. So for them, we have to be sympathetic to them because they don't get it. They're screaming kids. But once they're broken up, once everyone's broken up, consequences. We have to stop with digital ID.
You're over there.
Surveillance group, because once they've locked that in, we can cry and whinge and moan. But
Cheers, folks.
all that will happen is that we will suffer from it. We will be restricted. We will be punished. If we want freedom, we're going to stand up to it. That's why we're here. We're going to be here next week. All the best. Thank you. Thank you, Fraser. Now, apparently, they have to get their nappies changed for this afternoon nap time, so they've all gone. easy it is, folks.
Hey, Liam.
We turn up,
Liam
we
there.
get together, and we stick around.
Welcome.
And it's all gone really well today for us. It hasn't gone so well for them. And we're going to keep doing this. As Fraser said, next Sunday, we're putting a rally on again, not the march, just the rally here. And the reason why was the national movement chose today to suit all the other states. And there's no one in that house this weekend. They're all there next weekend. So Parliament sits on Monday the 27th. Both houses sit for a fortnight. And that's when Alex Antic will bring his amendments to the digital ID, or if they can get the numbers, they'll scrap it. So if you can come next weekend, we'll reset. We won't do the march. It'll be the rally here. Same thing. But we'll probably get some of the politicians wander out and come and talk to us. They will. They'll come out. So they'll all be in there on the Sunday reading up the legislation, because it's a double sitting of Parliament for 2 weeks. And so it's a chance for us to come back and talk to them. Same as when we rallied on August 31, Pauline turned up with Malcolm Roberts and their Western Australian Senator, and they stood just up in front of that monument up there for an hour and a half and took photos with every single person that wanted a photo.
Siri. Yes.
Didn't ask for anything back.
We all love our series, don't we, Lily? Brilliant.
She made herself available, but she walked from the Captain Cook to here as well. So, Pauline, now they've had a few problems in the party, so it's fine.
Yes, protected by who?
I'm still trying to get the Palmer United Party registered again. There are options. We've also got the Libertarians who are starting to build up their numbers. We have to vote smarter. We've got to put our interests back on the table and stop taking the crumbs that we're offered. Because we've been conditioned to...
You got to say, though, one of my favourite quotes. Where am I? If voting made any difference, that would have made it illegal by now.
Pay tax at the grocery store, tax at the petrol bowser, tax when you register your car. Have you actually looked at your registration document?
Yeah, that's a good one.
A road tax and a registration fee. The registration fee of a car is about $17. The rest of it is a road user charge. But remembering that for every litre of petrol, 46 cents of excise, and then about 18 cents, 17 cents of GST. We should have the best roads on the bloody planet. Wouldn't it be nice if we had an autobahn between here and Sydney?
8 Celsius.
We don't. So we've got Tim.
About 28 here.
And we've got Bernie. He's going to come up very shortly. Tim, jump up part of the open mic.
So cool. So cool. Something that was written on a bit of paper once. That's
I've got a few
indeed personal account.
kids and friends back there. Family, can you just give us a wave? Thank you. And I said to them I wanted to do something slightly different. So at the start, I just want to tell you a few things that I believe. I'm a Bible-believing Christian. And then at the end, I want to offer you, Australia, a solution that's not found in that system. So I said to the kids, I better start with a dad joke. Can you put your hand up if you're a dad here, please? So in the last few weeks, thank you, I've travelled from the Snow Downs to Victoria to Port Augusta in South Australia and back. And I noticed that Victoria has a very bad drug problem. You can even see it on the road sign that says police enforcing speed. So you'll be forgiven if you didn't get it, but hopefully that's it. Australia in 1770, 1788, I'm not a historian, but there was a flag that was raised on this land Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Israel, not the Jews. This is our land. And you know, when you raise a flag, the law follows the flag. And what have we got here? You cannot have multiple flags, people. You cannot have multiple laws to have peace, to have harmony. When that flag was raised, the ever-living God said, finally, my people have found another land, the great south land of the Holy Spirit. So this is my suggestion, because I agree that lady before that man, we agree with them. I want Australia to give me 7 men who have wisdom and understanding and knowledge and discernment in the law of God, which is found in the Word of God, which follows the flag that we stand on. And when you give me those men, then we will find 70 men and women who are skillful in every area to take back this country for the ever-living God. I will call on the Royal Australian Air Force, the Royal Australian Navy, and the Royal Army Regiment to join us. Find me 7 men. Find me and join with me. Come over and catch us in. Come over and catch us in. I'm sure there's more than 7 smart blokes here. All right, jump up. I'm not going to be long at all. I just want to say thank you all for coming. If this stops, they win. If this stops, they win. I love it. I'm so proud. Thank you. Guys, come on up, and take a name for. Leslie's going to have a quick word, and then we're going to jump to Bernie. Jump up, Leslie.
So, I'm from Queensland, and I'm okay, by the way. I have a message of peace and unity. Australia is at a crossroads at the moment where, honestly, these people, and by all means, every single one of them that sit in that place is someone that you can't trust. Those that sit there have lied, deliberately lied, and brought a pandemic against us, but it was a bigger picture. In the meantime, the forces have knocked out people above us, and thanks to Trump, we have been encouraged to unite. I come with a message. My mother is Aboriginal, my father. So that means I am a Liverpool, Kamilaroi, Wajiri, Russian, Prussian, Scottish, Irish. So if there's anyone that can speak about division, well, just imagine the division in me. Just imagine the war going on within myself. So at the end of the day, I've come down from Queensland to the horse's head, not the horse's ass, the horse's head, and we're going to take the head off the snake. Tomorrow, I'm going to be standing out there, and I don't care if they're in there or not, because I'm going to declare sovereignty. I'm going to declare. So, anyway, going back, my mother said, she's an Aboriginal elder up in Ipswich, don't knock the invasion, because the invasion gave us something more powerful, which is the Bible and the truth about Jehovah God Jesus Christ. So So there's a bigger picture here. And I actually went to school with Anastasia Palaszczuk, the original, the lockdown queen. And I went to St. Mary's with her, and I'll tell you what, there was nothing outstanding about her. So coming down the lockdown, obviously, without me even knowing it, I was her enemy, and I found out, but they started really attacking me since 2019, wiping me out because I come here for peace. I want Australia to unify. I want you to rise above the people, the decision makers in this house. I want you to rise above it and to make peace with fellow Australians, because at the end of the day, Aborigines are fellow Australians. They're just always misled. They've got no bloody leaders. They're all corrupt. And you'll be surprised in the next, from now until December, who's going to go down. So if they resign or if they say that they have cancer, you know that they've been caught for pedophilia or organ harvesting. So a lot of them.
That's a pretty tough concept there. Yes, we are also the great unwind. A lot of us stood against the mandatory vaccines. That's all gone out the window because of our perseverance. But we're not exclusive. Everyone's welcome. So we've got a lot of work to do still as a people. If you can do one thing before you turn and walk away today, get a phone number off the bloke or the woman standing next to you. Make a friend, stay in touch, swap social media handles, follow each other, keep an eye on what each other is doing. This march is as much about fellowship and reminding you that you are not alone. We have a lot of trouble in our community, a lot of troubled souls. And it's only with looking out for each other we can solve that problem. So swap the phone number, swap the social media tag, make a new friend, make a plan to come back here next week and the other rallies. Come and meet the twins up the front. The third, triplets. We're going to hear from Bernie from Rennick's party, People First. Bernie has started up the Canberra branch, so there's now a branch of that party here in Canberra, and over at the water tent are some of the brochures that I'm able to hand out. And Parliament is only stronger when there is more party representation. Clearly there's something seriously wrong with the Liberal Party when all their good senators get out of it. So let's hear from Bernie.
Thanks for everybody. Thank you. That's gorgeous lady. I am very proud to stand here as an Australian, and I'm here on behalf of the People First Party, and Jared would be the first to say it's not Jared's party, it's the People First Party. And we are here, there are a number of us here, and as Andrew said, if you want to come and say hi, if we haven't said hi to you already, we'll be over near the water tank if you want to tell us what's important to you, which is really what is important to us. What is important to you? Why are you here? How can we help? I also want to reiterate that we are here for all Australians. It's not people first, just the ones we agree with. We are here as a party, and as Andrew said, newly established in Canberra. And if you want the details of when we meet, which will be every second month, we'll have another meeting before Christmas. Please go to the People First Party website, and the details of those will be on there. So we would love to see you, and we are here for everybody. The people that don't agree with us or don't understand why we're here for all Australians, from wherever we came and from whoever comes next. I'd really like to thank Tony from the Heart Party for her fabulous words. I don't need to give a speech really, because I'm just going to say what she said. So we are very much in agreement with that. And I think some of you might be aware that Jared in Queensland had the Heart Party on their ticket. So as Andrew's saying, we need to form these alliances. We need lots of different voices in Parliament. some of our parties who, align with some things. Some of our policies might be slightly different, but at the end of the day, that's what's going to make us stronger. We have expertise in all kinds of areas. So thank you, Tony, and thank you, Fraser, and thank you for the other words that have been spoken here today. One of the things that's made me really sad as an Australian, as a mother, daughter, friend, colleague, is the amount of division that's occurred in our country. It's not Australian at all. It's not the way that I grew up, and it's not the future that I want for my children and grandchildren and your children and grandchildren. We should not be living in a country where we've been allowed to be divided because of the decisions that we make, the faith that we choose, the way we want to wear our hair, where we want to congregate. This has made me incredibly sad. We seem to have lost, I don't believe totally lost, we seem to have forgotten for a period of time how to listen to each other, how to have civil conversations, how to say, hey, I'm worried about this. What do you think? And hear what someone else has to say. It's only through those discussions and respectful debates that we will ever be able to transcend some of the challenges that we have. So I'm really grateful to have seen that as far as I can see today, everybody here has behaved in a way that I'm proud of, has not attacked other human beings, because when we do that, we become the same. We're not here to attack people. We're here to raise issues about policies. We're here to talk about behaviours, and we're here to make a difference. So we welcome everybody that shares those same values. I encourage people to go to the People First website and look at our Constitution first. Before you look at our policies, look at our Constitution first. Because inherent in that are the values that we place on every single Australian. Every single Australian. And we want, as a party, to be giving every single Australian that becomes a member of that party one vote, one value. Which means, if you are a member of the People First Party, you will have a say in who your candidates are in state and federal elections. And yes, we will be putting together a party for the ACT Legislative Assembly at our next election. And you will have a say on the policies that the party puts forward. How many of you feel like you have a say in the policies that we are living under at the moment? That's right.
Hello to the
So
one person
we
watching.
want you to have a say. As I said, we're just finding our
Take a comment, take it out.
Please give us a little bit of time to get our
We've actually got a dozen people watching at the moment, which is good. Thank you to everyone watching.
There are emails on the website. We'll have our own ACT and surround one soon. Thank you all for coming. We're going to have a few of us over there, some lovely people who've also stepped up. And by the way, thank you all of you for stepping up. That's what it takes. This is the last thing I thought I'd be doing in my life at the age of 57. But I'm really proud to do it. And it takes the standing up, and it takes being able to show our faces and say, this is what we believe in. These are the changes that we want to have happen. So thank you. A lot of people have travelled far, endured the heat. Appreciate every single one of you. Join us over there. We'd love to meet you. Thanks so much.
Thank you to Bernie. Now we're getting sort of pretty much to the end. Everyone's been in the sun for a while. We do have a shout out. So some people are going to wander around with the donation bucket. If you could contribute to the cost of this and the water. We don't have that cost. I know we need our cost. So
Cash is king.
we just had a chat on both sides. Cash is king. Other things that we're here for.
And that's one thing that's definitely the go, folks. Cash is king. You don't have cash? Yeah, you got a card. We all know about cards, don't we? It's a play button.
Or is to keep cash. Cash rules. But you can contact us during the week as well. As I said, conversioncanberra.com.au, send an email. We can put the bank details. It's biggest criticism we had from August 31 is the audio wasn't loud enough. We expected 500, we got 5,000. So we put on a much better setup this time, but it does cost money. Ross is going to give us a 1 minute quick little chat. Then we're going to get someone else, and then we've got a poem to finish off from Jeff Larder. Afternoon all. Just a quick one. The way I see it, if anyone wants to look at the roadmap of Australia, what's going on, what's going to happen, look to Victoria. WA trying to outdo Victoria at this point in time, but we all look at their machines and go, what a problem they've got. They created the problem. They paid their mates off old crap with these bins that aren't working, but the Victorian government now is coming to the aid of the people to install more cameras. And that's what the whole aim was. That's the end game, is ID. They're just going to close it down. The government has now given themselves the authority to take your driver's license photos with the digital ID. I don't know whether you're all aware. Yep, that's what's happening. So if you want to see and you want to talking points, talk to friends and family, look at what's going on in Victoria. It's a long-held Labor state, and that's the testing ground for everything. Thank you. Thank you, Ross, and a very right point. They always test their plans out somewhere. Obviously, Australia is a testing ground for global agendas. Victoria is the testing ground for the Australian agenda. Steph's going to jump up and bring us to a bit of a close, and then we've got Steph, and then a closing prayer.
Alrighty, hi all, thanks for coming. We've lost half the crowd, but that's okay. I know where to go for information. So, today was brought to you by, you might have heard it a couple of times, from Canberra. This is our second event. Our first one was the 31st March in Australia. We've covered this one for March in Australia. And the next official March Australia event, we're going to go a little bit quiet over the next couple of months for the festive season. But they're planning a massive turnout for Australia Day. So everybody, get prepared for that. So what I want you to do is keep an eye on March for Australia website, March for Australia Facebook, Instagram, wherever you find them, and let's read them. Any further information will come from her. There is a vote campaign, not quite sure what that's going to look like at the moment, but we'll stand by for more information. We personally, as compared to Canberra, we're having our next event next Sunday.
Sorry to be a comment.
On the house, you've heard that. There will be another few events by a few different organisations being done across Australia. We urge you to join whichever ones you want. The more that we come out, the more that we stand up, and the more that we stand up for our beliefs and our country, the better off that we all are. So thank you all for coming. It's been an absolutely brilliant turnout today. It looked a little bit iffy at the start, but then you all turn up over there, you all come out of the car park, and I'll put a big smile on my face. Canberra locals, today Canberra has seen the most action in the not good times that we've seen. Putting it up at top, wherever. It's the social media that's dampening our message now, so we've got to get it out into the real world in the old-fashioned way. All right, love you guys, and thank you so much for showing up.
Thank you, Steph. Steph puts in a lot of work. All of these volunteers who are bringing all of this, they give up their time because it's what they believe. So Jess Larder is going to give us the poem, and then we'll close with Tony with her closing prayer.
Jack. I'm really sad to be here with you all. This is my poem. We've pocketed the news, dismissed radio and alternate views, switched the obviousness of a billboard for tiny screens and counterfeit light hues. Dystopian tyrants rule with the population confused. Oblivious construction is complete on the new human zoo. We have algorithms propelled by capitalism, bottled water and plastic packaging, a fear of boredom and peace. Governments police your mind before they police the streets. I think that we dangerously assume that historically certain peoples were immune to propaganda's claws. We say they had to have had a clue. They had to have known none of it was true. How bold of our society to conclude as we shuffle our families in front of the 6 o'clock news. Congratulations to Western civilization.
I'll leave the camera on.
Entire nations they are
Shrugging.
thinking, moving of their own volition as you programmed away forces of tradition until their vocabularies didn't include dangerous words. Such a clandestine operation of cunning calculation, rewriting history with your Hollywood dollhouse, reminding us heroes of cats that can play mouth. Question every single thing you were told until you are certain it's the truth your mind holds. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Jeff. Come on, Tony. Tony has prayer for us.
Now, you don't need to be religious and you don't need to believe in meditation, but it is a fact that research suggests that when people gather in large numbers to meditate or pray, there can be a measurable positive effect on both the people that are doing the meditation and prayer and around the surrounding area. Now, the reason this happens is because thoughts, intentions, prayers, and meditations are energetic transmissions that ripple outward and subtly affect the environment and other people. So if you would like to, just listen to my prayer and send out love into the universe. My prayer is directed to Parliament House and those that are elected, and let's hope today we can send some ripples that way that give us a positive result. So in stillness we gather, in silence we gather, in stillness we rise. With each breath we ground ourselves in peace. With each heartbeat we connect to compassion. We come not in anger but in love, not in noise but in presence. We stand before this house of power, a place where decisions are made, laws are passed, and futures are shaped. And we pray that those who walk these halls do so with wisdom, that they listen with humility, they speak with honesty, act with courage, and lead with love. We pray that every voice is valued, every life protected, every decision guided not by ego but by service. We ask that only those with hearts for the people enter here, leaders who serve not power but the common good, leaders who see the faces beyond the policies, the families behind the figures, the sacred humanity in every citizen. Let justice flow like a mighty river through these chambers. Let truth be their compass. Let compassion be their guide. And as we stand and breathe and hold space in silence, may this stillness ripple into every corner of power and awaken conscience where it sleeps. We are one voice in many bodies, one prayer in many hearts, one presence, one hope. In silence we gather, in stillness we rise. Thank you.
We are one, but we are many. Thank you all. Thank you all. Very, very humble to have so many people make their effort, their time. People have travelled from a lot of different areas. That's the level of commitment. The Labor Party has a policy of net zero. Anyone ever thought what that means? Zero accountability. Perhaps. Zero holidays in Australia. Perhaps.
Zero carbon-based units.
So elbows over on his knees to Trump, begging for some nuclear submarines. The Australia that I studied at school, we would have just built our own bloody nuclear submarine. And it's a fun fact that we actually built our own computer in 1949. So we were the 5th country
This is amazing, folks.
in human history to build our own computer called CIRAC. I'm forgetting it. CIRAC. CSIRAC. Commonwealth Scientific something analytic computer. My brain's frying now. We weren't allowed to share information with other countries, so we invented our own computer. Australia was the first country in the world to invent a hard drive. Hard drives were invented in Australia, not just clotheslines, the hard drive. The Australian computer was the first computer in the world to play music. We have a proud history as a country, a proud history of invention, because we were so far over the sea. We were only eclipsed in some occasions by New Zealand, who was just that bit further. New Zealand, the Britain motorcycle, massive fan of the Britain motorcycle, the V1000. Australia and New Zealand travelled as brothers and sisters, Commonwealth countries, common interests, with a friendly rivalry on the football pitch. But the Kiwis are allowed to be proud and loud, so are us Aussies. So we reject the nationalist criticism. We are proud of our nation. That's why there is only one flag up there on that structure, on that flagpole. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for sharing. Remember, March for Australia is a hashtag. Canberra for a hashtag. I know Elon Musk had hashtags for yesterday's news, but they actually still work. convergeoncanberra.com.au. Well, share your photos, share your live streams, make a friend, take someone's phone number home with you, make a plan to come back. Australia Day next year could well be January. The Australia Day rally. Let's go all the way back to Parliament down there. Let's fill up both floors. We can do the audio. These guys are pretty good at the audio. So thank you to Ian and his family for the audio. Thank you to the Federal Police. Thank you to the Federal Police. The Federal Police, I feel like they're on our side. I reckon that they are. Look, just remember, next Sunday, 12 o'clock, we're here because it's important. We need to stand up on this digital ID, surveillance grid, the social credit system, that whole enslavement thing. That's what they want to get in. And
Life
we need
is
to
odd.
rise on that. That's the most important thing. If they push that through, then we're cactus. We're stuck. We can have our views, but it means nothing. We'll just be punished every time we dissent. We need the freedom to dissent as we feel. So be here next Sunday. Bring everyone you know, 12 o'clock right here, and there'll be some good speakers here next week. Okay, see you. Thanks. Alright, so we'll call it quits there. Next week, bring 10 friends or 20. Bring your family. I brought my kids. You saw our little dog. Come and meet the twins. The twins say they haven't got enough friends. Let's show them that they're wrong. Grab some water. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you next Sunday, 12 o'clock. No marching, just gathering. There's ice cream over in the car park apparently. Might be a coffee truck around somewhere. We're going to go back to the music. Thank you all. Oh, well, that much? Okay, good. Oh, good. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
That was very great little event then. Hope you liked it. And
Watch.
now
That's done from Canberra.
that's pretty much.
Going home now. Hello. There you go. It was, yeah.
Think about.
Well done.
I might have missed something.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you very much.
See ya.
Maybe not.
This little lady's on the. Also, okay. Going to end this. You hold that for a sec.
Yep. Something has to stuff up along the lines, folks.
Back to the music. Thank you all.
Just I'll let it play to the end this time.
Oh, ball that, mate. Okay, good. Cheers, mate. Thank you. All right, mate. Number one. Well, that's done from Canberra. Going home now. Hello. There you go. It was, yeah. Well done, what you said. Perfect. Okay.
Thank you very much.
See ya. This little lady's on the. Also, okay. Going to end this. You hold that for a sec. So, I'm going to compile this into one show. Do that next week sometime. So, those who haven't seen it live, it'll be back. So, be good to each other. Cheerio, folks.
Yes. Here I got to the end of this time. Don't think I missed anything. Well, now come to the end of the show. So I'm going to play something totally inappropriate or inappropriate. Maybe no, it's appropriate. Maybe I don't know. But I love me karaoke. DK's shivering, and I didn't say much about the diggers early in the first video. So if you come along, so anyway, when I find the video, this is going to be horrific, folks. It really is.
Mom and Dad and Daddy saw the passing out parade and I got my milk. It was a long run to the death. The 6th Battalion was next to two. He who drew the crowd did commander, so what I was for. And down to time to put miles as we marched down to the gate. This living shows strong, ever strong and clean.
Yes, I was pissed. Pretty hard to say, VB. Indeed, Nobby. No, not exactly, Nobby. Bit painful, folks, I know.
Thank you, Al. Well done. We have Raphael up there. Call up Raphael.
Here was Raphael.
Yes, sing 7 Nation.
Well, I'm not going to carry on with the karaoke for tonight. I think that's been a good enough show. Sorry for that. Yeah, but it's Australian. I'm an Australian, even though I was born overseas. Like all these divisions and decisions around at the moment, one thing I noticed about the Canberra trip, most of them want the same thing. You know, there's a couple of upstarts here and there that are provocateurs. Is that the right word? There's some of them in there. But I may be wrong, because I'm not the sharpest knife in the block. I'm a bit like bread knife. I cut through difficult matter and leave plenty of crumbs on the board. Anyway, that'll do for tonight. I've got to go make some food. Be good to each other. Hope you like the show. Share, because those videos are good, I think. Like, I don't care about that sort of stuff. If you're going to do live, yeah, mate, chuck me some lemons. I might be able to lemon them off to someone else. So more lemons, the better. Do live. Have me mate DK. Thank you for watching, DK. Pretty sure you're lurking there. He's hero. Oh, he's over in the other country. Little bootleg place. Anyway, you know about it. I'll stop rambling now and I'll finish off. Cheerio. Be good to each other. And